Sup guys, Inigami here, and let's go through Chaos Difficulty Katakuri on the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise! Round 1 is gonna be versus Streusen. Streusen is red. Mini boss for Streusen is gonna be Stussy, who's gonna be quick. We're gonna be using a Luffy Ace, red, yellow, blue team. Remember that you do need red, yellow, and blue on your team in order for your Ace captain to actually be active. We're not going to have any Dex characters for Stussy, but this is just the mini-bosses leading up to the final stage, and they have consistently been relatively easy. Many better teams than this, many teams you could use. Stussy, for example, only has 2 million hit points. Streusen only has 2.2 million hit points, so really, if you have double Akainu and one person who gets rid of Despair, then you can just use double Akainu, get rid of Despair, and just attack, and you'll win this, mini boss. But, for all of us without double Akainu and actually have to play through this, we're gonna be using a Despair remover. We're gonna get 6 turns of Despair, so you need someone to remove at least 3 turns of Despair. With support abilities, don't forget that there are characters like Opera, who makes it so that way he supports a fighter character, and if their special deals damage the first time, then he will reduce Despair by 2 turns for use, so you can use like a 1 or 2 turn Despair remover with Opera in order to get rid of that Despair. We're also going to want to bring a percent damage remover. That's what Kuma is here for, so Kuma's gonna be our percent damage remover. This is stage 3. All my specials are ready. And there are 2 special interrupts on this fight. There's a special interrupt on stage 4 that if you shuffle your orbs, then she'll give you all empty orbs, and that happens every single time. And there's a special interrupt on Streusen where if you use a damage dealing special, Streusen will negate damage for that turn. So here, we're gonna get increased damage taken for 3 turns, Despair for 6 turns, which will become 3 turns. Use Robin to get rid of that Despair. Use Apu as our type booster here. We don't take any additional damage, so it's gonna boost everyone except for Robin down here. And then we'll use Luffy for the orb boost and chain boost. So hit 3 perfects. There we go, we got 3 perfects. That's how we get the orb boost carried on to the next stage. Streusen gets 3 turns of percent damage reduction, heals for 50,000 at the end of the turn, has 2.3 million hit points. If Streusen lives on past the first turn, turn 1 he's going to paralyze you for 5 turns. And on turn 5, he's going to cut your health by 80%. Like I said, he does get negate damage if you use a damage dealing special, so we're going to avoid using damage dealing specials. Kuma to get rid of percent damage reduction, Magellan to get rid of, or just to get a conditional attack boost. Also Toxic him, which is nice. And then use Ace last! That's how we get all red orbs. And then you attack. And that's it. He's dead. We don't even need our quick characters. Easy. Round 2 is versus Flampe. Flampe is gonna be Sai. Actually, both her and the mini-boss are going to be Sai. So we're gonna be using a Akainu friend captain. The same Akainu we were talking about that makes life nice and easy. We're gonna be using a Neptune captain because why not? We can get a little bit more EXP. Also, Neptune is actually nice on this fight because not Peckham's on stage 4 is going to lower our attack for 3 turns. So we could use Akainu's damage to get through that, but not Peckham's. Lowering our attack will make things annoying. We gotta use Treasure Map Kizaru because Treasure Map Kizaru will give us 3 turns of attack boost. So stage 4, not Peckham's, is going to limit us to 2 specials per turn for 99 turns. So we really want to use a few specials that will help us boost through multiple turns. Hancock special I'm going to be using on stage 3 because Peckham's, or not Peckham's, is going to limit our chain to 1.1 times by 3 turns. It's not really annoying for the Peckham stage, but it is more annoying for the Flampe stage. And if we, since it's a 3-turn chain lock, it will actually carry over. So we are going to use Hancock so we don't have to deal with that whenever we get there. Auto target is kind of annoying on this stage, so watch out at where you're attacking. Make sure you kill who you want to kill. We're gonna wait until Neptune is down to 2 turns before we actually move forwards here. So just hit a few times. Hancock has to be ready. Neptune has to be at 2 turns, so we'll pass a few turns. No worries of dying since Neptune does heal us at the end of each turn. I'm also using Whitebeard and Neo Akainu. Akainu's special ability isn't gonna get used at all, really, so we're not gonna worry about it. There is a special interrupt on Not Peckham's where if you use a orb manipulating special, he'll give you all bomb orbs and blind you for 3 turns, so try to avoid that. Hancock special, ready to go. Kill the turtle, we get our chain lock. Get out of here. Not Peckham's has 2 million hit points, or 2.1 million hit points. He'll lower our attack for 3 turns. That's what we're going to use Neptune for. He'll try to lock our chain. We already have Hancock locking it, so it doesn't matter. And he'll limit us to 2 specials per turn for 99 turns. So we're going to use Neptune here to get rid of the attack down and also boost the orbs of basically just himself and Whitebeard on his team. No one else is a cerebral or powerhouse, so it's only 2 character orb boost. We're also going to lock our orbs, which doesn't really matter. But that will be the second special. In this one, we have a 3-turn attack boost and a 3-turn orb boost. That will take into the next stage with us for Flampe. There you go. He's dead. Very easy. If he survives, he'll despair you for 8 turns and give you tandem and block orbs. And on turn 3, he'll enrage. But you have 2 turns to kill Peckham's before he does anything bad, so you can kill him over 2 turns just fine. Flampe has 4 million hit points. Doesn't matter what order you use special, since we already have a type boost and an orb boost. Whitebeard special here is not going to give us the solo type boost or the orb boost, although his orb boost would be better for this team. And we're only allowed 2 specials, so we're going to get the affinity boost from our Akainu. So affinity boost for the full team, orb boosts over here, type boosts for everyone else. And take her down nice and easy. We don't even need the end of turn damage from Akainu here, although if you do mess up an attack, the end of turn damage could help. She doesn't have any sort of special interrupt, and on turn 1, what she'll do is she'll poison. And if you leave her alive below 20%, then she'll paralyze everybody for 5 turns. But you still have a few tries to try to kill her before she actually kills you with this team. So the paralysis, not necessarily a death sentence. You could possibly still finish her off if you leave her alive with a sliver of health. And against Katakuri, Katakuri himself is going to be he's going to be an int character, but he is going to change colors depending on what color our captain is at the time. So we're going to be using a smoothie oven. A lot of it because of their color changing captain ability or color changing dual character nature. We're using GAIMON. Woohoo! GAIMON. Yeah, it's 2019. You've checked your clocks correctly. GAIMON is here to save the day. Now GAIMON is replaceable with basically anybody who gives either himself or your captain a recovery orb. But we're going to be using GAIMON. He's not going to help us stall or anything. He's really just there to give us that recovery orb on our characters over on the right column. On that, Dory and Brogy works great. Dory would, for the Psy color, he'd be a little better, but Dory or Brogy will work out well. Anyone who is going to give you that recovery orb without dealing damage to the enemy, since Katakuri will have a special interrupt on damage on any damaging special where he clears buffs and heals back to full. So we're going to avoid using damaging specials against Katakuri. First stage, stall just a few turns. We don't need to stall too much because we are going to be taking a little while to kill Streusen. Streusen is going to give us a bunch of recovery orbs. He's going to lower our rate of recovery from recovery orbs. So we're going to be eating recovery a few turns and then killing him. On stage 2 here, pay very close attention to the Lopins in the back, because the Lopins in the back will bind your ship for 15 turns if they're left alive at low health. So make sure you actually straight up kill them. Don't leave them alive at low health, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. And then we'll kill these dudes. Remember that with the nature of Smoothie Oven and Whitebeard Marco, if you're using your Oven Captain, then you'll have more damage on your quick characters. If you're using your Marco Captain, you have more damage on your side character or your int characters. So doing this form will get you lower damage than the other way around. Also, our Magellan is not boosted by Zunisha ship, so he's only there to help us get rid of stage 4. Streusen hits every turn for about 4,400 damage, depending on captain and all your sports and all that junk. You can swap between Wiper and Marco all you want, but we are going to hit some goods and some greats just to keep our health topped off, because we're not going to be doing that much damage to him yet. Just keep your health topped off until the badly matching goes away. And after badly matching goes away, we can actually deal some damage. There we go. So we'll take this turn to attack. And you should be able to kill him in about a total of 6 to 7 turns. Swap characters whenever you need to. Remember that quick characters aren't really boosted by Whitebeard Marco. Streusen doesn't do anything at low health, so you can get him at low health, no problem. You're not going to have to worry about that. Our captains don't matter which form our captains are until we get to... until we kill Flampe. Once we kill Flampe, we are going to make sure that we leave it on Oven, since we need to be Oven when we go into Katakuri. So Flampe, just like before, has 4 units around her. She has 3.5 million hit points. Gonna use Magellan right away, get that Toxic rolling. It'll kill all the units around her. Swap over to that Marco, start taking down that paralysis, and eat whatever recovery orbs you can. Oop, there's a recovery orb, nice. More recovery orbs. We just care about that health being topped off. Turn... if any of the fodder units are alive, the ones in the front row are going to despair your captains. The ones in the back row are going to blind your orbs. Well, the front left is going to bind somebody. The front right is going to despair your captain. And on turn 2, she's going to paralyze our left column for 3 turns and rewind the specials of our right column by 2 turns. Just keep swapping that Whitebeard Marco. Heal up when you can. Punch her a little bit here and there. But the Toxic's going to do a lot of the work, so just punch her at your leisure. And we want to keep our health above 10,000 ideally. To keep our health above 10,000, that's going to be what we need so that we go for when we get into the next stage. And below 20%, Flampe is going to enrage, and Flampe is going to summon more fodder units, but that's okay. The Magellan Toxic will take care of those fodder units. If you're using Coliseum Magellan for this stage, Coliseum Magellan kills Flampe faster, but Coliseum Magellan will not kill the units around Flampe that she summons. So you're going to have to either make sure you try to burst her down around that 20%, or you're going to want to attack and kill the fodder units that she summons later. So this turn, she'll summon more dudes. I don't think this will kill her. So I'm still going to attack Flampe specifically. And let's try punching 2 dudes just in case. Awesome, 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 awesome. And so if I were using Coliseum Magellan there, I would take 3 hits, which is not ideal. So I left it on Oven because we need to have a blue captain, so that way Katakuri becomes green and negates damage from strength characters. So what Katakuri does is if you are using a yellow captain, he is yellow, negates damage. He will always negate damage from the type that is strong against him. If your captain's yellow, he becomes yellow. If your captain's purple, he becomes purple. But if your captain is red, green, or blue, he'll become the type that is strong against you. So since I am blue, he becomes green. If I were red, he'd be blue, and if I were blue, he'd be... No, if I were green, he'd be red. There you go, right? Whatever color is strong against you, that's the color he becomes, and he always negates damage from the color that's strong against him. Whitebeard Marco, doesn't matter which color that we're on. Whitebeard Marco, we're going to be swapping them every turn to get rid of that silence. Just heal up a little bit with that recovery. You can attack him if you want, but what's really important is just making sure you're above 10,000-ish hit points, depending on if you're Whitebeard or if you're Marco. He attacks for 10,000 every turn. He limits you to one special that first turn. He's also going to cut your health by 30% on this first attack and give you badly matching orbs. Or makes primary color orbs count as badly matching, which is why we're using the Linlin and the GAIMON in the first place. Swap over to Marco. Leave our smoothie oven like that. We're going to use Whitebeard Marco special, then Linlin special, then Smoothie special, then Dofi, then Linlin and GAIMON. Linlin and GAIMON had to be last because that Dofi is going to shuffle our orbs, and we want to use Whitebeard Marco first because that gives us the... Oh, that will clear buffs. So we're using Whitebeard Marco just mostly for the heal, and also to transform into Whitebeard Marco. Smoothie Oven gives us the orb boost. Dofi shuffles our orbs and locks our orbs. Then we use Linlin to get rid of Despair and give us some recovery orbs. And GAIMON to give us 2 more recovery orbs. And there we go. Now we attack him over 2 turns. He is on turn 3 going to bind our entire team for 10 turns, so we don't want that to happen. And we'll just attack. And make sure we hit those perfects. He doesn't do anything based off of health, so you don't have to worry about like avoiding his below 50% or anything like that. Just get 2 rounds of good attacks off. And Katakuri will die. There you go. GAIMON taking down a brand new Coliseum. Thanks, Blazing Gamer, for this sweet ass team, man. So, new Katakuri, right? Katakuri is a int powerhouse striker. His captain ability boosts the attack of powerhouse and striker characters by 2.75 times. Makes int orbs beneficial for powerhouse and striker characters. His special ability makes red, green, blue, yellow, purple, so all the primary color orbs. Where's our Katakuri? There you are. Special ability makes all primary color orbs beneficial for powerhouse and striker characters for 2 turns. If there are 4 or more enemies when he uses a special, he will delay all enemies for 2 turns. That goes through delay prevention and debuff protection, which is really cool. This is the second character to get through delay prevention, the first being Usopp. Well, technically, I guess Katakuri is still the second character, but that's Katakuri's captain ability that gets through delay prevention. This is the second special that goes through delay prevention. But it only works if there are 4 or more enemies. So there's only 3 enemies, 2 enemies, or a single enemy, then his special will just give you the beneficial matching orb. It's mostly for 0 stamina islands. Great for 0 stamina islands to delay stages where there's 5 characters, which there are a lot of with debuff or delay prevention. And it's a full 2-turn delay too, not like Usopp and old Katakuri's captain ability where you only get 1 turn delay. This is a whole 2-turn delay through delay prevention, which is going to make a lot of fights really, really interesting, since it's going to mess up the timing of a lot of attacks and stuff like that. But it does give you a few turns of surviving, which is really neat. But it's not going to work against most bosses, since they're usually by themselves or with only 1 other character. His limit break abilities reduce side damage taken and gets himself crit hit. His support ability supports Linlin only, so only supports Big Mom. Boost the attack Adds 7% of his attack health recovery to Linlin's attack health recovery. So that's pretty good. 7% stats boost to Linlin. Really, really nice. And his Sailor abilities reduce silence on himself for 3 turns and boosts his attack against side characters by 1.1 times. Cool. I've been Zenigami, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck farming that Katakuri Coliseum. Y'all stay beautiful.